These testimonials are representative of my or our experiences, but the exact results and experience will be unique and individual to each person. The information provided herein is not medical advice and is not intended to substitute for the advice of your personal physician or other healthcare providers. Well, hello, everybody. This is your host, LeeAnne Hayden of the Beautiful Bag Podcast, and I want to welcome you to this week's episode on body positivity and self-esteem. It is one of the most important topics, and we're still in the month of love. It's the end of February, so we're still in the month of love. So we're going to finish this month up talking about how to love ourselves. But before we get started, I want to make sure that wherever you are listening to this podcast, whether it's on Spotify or Apple Podcast, or you're watching over on YouTube, guys, that's the channel now as well. So if you're over watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so that you get notified each and every week that there is a new episode out, right? And one thing that I've learned is the smart people are subscribed, right? The beautiful people are subscribed. Anyways, just kidding. But make sure you do hit that subscribe button, because the more and more people that get the awareness of the podcast, the more and more we are starting to really grow even more online, even more around the world, which is pretty dang exciting. It's pretty exciting. So now we're going to get into this. We're going to get into this topic, and it's about body positivity and it's about self-esteem. And one of the reasons, one, yes, it's on the schedule for me to talk about this month about self-love, about, it's a beautiful bag. There's a reason I named this podcast A Beautiful Bag. And we're going to get into that today. But one thing that happened was I was over on YouTube over this last few days, and I saw a comment. One of the comments on one of the episodes was from this person, and this person said that their lives had not taken the right direction, that they don't think that their bag is beautiful, and that they've lost everything in their life because of it. And when I was reading this comment, and one, it was, talking about nutrition and things that they can and can't eat anymore. And it just, gosh, guys, it really kind of broke my heart. And it made me really think about how can we help each other more and more and more. And that's why this episode is dedicated to that person. So if you're listening, okay, I hope you listened on this one. And so this episode is dedicated to that person and to all of you who are sometimes struggling. Because I'll tell you, I personally don't have every single day that I think that this is a great situation, right? I have my days too, just like each and every one of us. But for the most part, for 80 to 90% of the time, I think my bag is a beautiful bag because of the second chance in life that I received. The second chance at life that I have, the reason that I'm still here on this earth to do this and to do other things. And I know a lot of you listeners are hearing that as well. A lot of you feel that way as well. So if we can start to shine a little bit harder, like I always tell you, shine a little bit brighter and share some more love, and watch some of the comments that happen on these episodes and help these people. And again, the comments were really over on the YouTube channel. So that being said, let's get into body positivity and self-esteem. What does it mean, and how can we get better at it? Let's start. So we're going to start with body positivity, right? Body positivity means to Ostimites, what does it mean to us? It's kind of hard to look at yourself in the mirror and see your stoma sticking out of your stomach. It's not an easy thing to look at. I know some people say it is, but it's not. And that's coming from me too. It's not. Would I rather go back from a physiological standpoint, be healthy without a stoma and look at my body as it traditionally had been? Yes. But you know what? Reality is, it's not. So how can I grab that? How can we take that and say, okay, this is what we look like now, and I still love myself because I am a beautiful person, loving, caring, positive, want to help the world, want to help other people. How can I really embrace all that? So how do we love ourselves right after surgery? We're going to talk about post-surgery. So we go into our surgeries. Some people are lucky enough to know that they're going to have a stoma. They pre-prepared for it. They've probably even spoken to other people about it. Some people have that, like, okay, I have an idea of what a stoma looks like. My doctor has placed my marking, so I got an idea of where it's going to go. I've talked to a few other ostomates out there now, more than ever, right? This wasn't what we had years ago. I've talked to more and more people about what their lives are like, or I'm out on social media and I'm seeing them living their lives. I want that too. So you have time to prepare. Some people don't have time to prepare. Some people have either emergency surgeries where all of a sudden they wake up with a stoma, so they don't have time to prepare for that, or they're in denial. And I'm going to tell you, I was in that denial camp. I was in that denial camp for as long as I knew that there was a potential that I might have to be in with a stoma, that it might happen to me, because it wasn't a defined thing. It wasn't a definite thing. I didn't prepare. I didn't talk to anybody else. One, I didn't know where to turn, who to talk to, who to listen to, who to go to. I didn't know. I was handed pamphlets from my surgeon, from the surgical staff. I was handed it so I could see, and I was like, oh, I don't want that. Like, I don't want that. And as we heard from Jenny last week, she was in that refusal camp for a long time herself. So a lot of us are in that refusal camp. Mine was, it may or may not happen to you. So I said, okay, in my mind, because I'm that person, I thought it's not going to happen. I'm not going to wake up with a bag, and that's just the end of it. And guess what? I did. So how could you, how did I turn it around? How did I say, this is my life now? One, my faith. I have my faith, and you guys know that. I talk about it a lot. Two, I knew in the moment that this was my life now. I had to embrace it, and I had to embrace it fast. Mel Robbins wrote a book about the 5-second rule. And she always said, and this is more for business, but she always said, if there's something that you want to do, if you do it, you have 5 seconds to do it. If not, you're not going to do it. So count to 5 and go and do it. So for me, I was thinking, I need to love this, and I need to love myself fast. I need to love the situation, right? I wake up from surgery, you get up from surgery, you look at yourself the first time you're doing a bag change, or the first time you see yourself in the mirror, and you're in that clear bag from the hospital post-surgery, and you're looking at yourself through the clear bag. You can see your stool. It's not pretty. It's definitely not beautiful. And you're looking at it and you're saying to yourself, oh, wait, like it's a quick reaction in your brain. It's a quick reaction. Like, this is not pretty. How do you change that? So the first thing I recommend to do, and it's the first thing that I did. One, I had to, as hard as it was, make a decision in my mind that I'm going to love it. Just like Jenny said last week, I'm going to love this no matter what. I'm going to love my body no matter what. I'm going to love the situation no matter what. And let me tell you, I didn't wake up going, I'm going to love my body no matter what. I mean, I said it, but it didn't click in my head. And I still have days I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, well, I would rather, but guess what? I don't have a choice. We don't have a choice. We have the stoma. So the first thing you can do is make that decision, as hard as it is, that you're going to decide to love your body no matter what. That is the first thing you can do from a decision post-surgery, because look at societal norms. We go out on social media and everybody talks about this. Everybody talks about the comparison. They talk about it in the news. They talk about it everywhere. The comparison that's happening, even with our young children, just in general situations on how we look, how we age. I mean, I am a 53-year-old woman, and I'm looking at, it's hard. You look at yourself and you're aging, but then you look at you have these moments where you could be like, I want to look like that 20-year-old. Well, guess what? Not going to. And then we have all the filters and all of the things that social media has. And sometimes it's really, really hard to look and see societal norms. We've had people here on the show who the societal norms is their family, is their religion, is their relationships. And they've had to go up and down and try and figure out what that is for them and how they've overcome it. So if you haven't listened to those episodes, there's episode after episode of that throughout the years of this podcast that we've talked about. First things first, you have to make the decision to love yourself. You know why? Because you're still here on earth. You're still here and you're so important and you mean something. And people need you here. There's a reason God left you here with the situation you're in. We go through these trials and these tribulations and these messes become our message. And you know what happens? We help other people overcome their own messes. We help them through it because, they come out and how do they get to the other side? And that's what we're here to do. We're here to show them how to get to the other side of the situation that they're in. So post-surgery, first things you need to do, I've said it 5 times already. I'll say it one more time. You have to decide to love your body no matter what, no matter what. Second, some of the things that I do so that's what I say. You got to decide. That's your body positivity. That's the deciding factor. And I'm going to leave that la 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 here because why not have some bloopers? Now, self-esteem goes along with that body positivity. Self-esteem is something that we have to build. It's a character building thing that we have to do. And we have to do that whether we're with an ostomy or not. We have to have our self-esteem is crucial. What we think about ourselves, what we tell ourselves is so important. And we have to believe it. So how do you do that stuff? Some of the things is positive talking to yourself. One of the things that I've done, and guys, in my history, I have been a fitness competitor. And prior to that, I was in sales. And then I went into competing before I turned 40, like when I was turning 40. And then I went into coaching people. And then I had to deal for myself and with other people with traditional bodies or, the top 1% bodies, how to even deal with their self-esteem at that point. So this is something that we all go through regardless of our situation. And positive talk to yourself. It can mean talking in front of people on stage. It could be trying to close a deal if you're in sales. It could be anything that you go through. Your self-esteem is so important, and we have to continuously work on that day after day after day. I have to work on my self-esteem sometimes when it comes to this podcast, because I sometimes listen to it and say, this is a solo episode. Is my message going to come across? What if it doesn't matter to people? What if, should I still be doing this? Is it making a difference? I start to question myself. I start to question the self-esteem. I start to question myself. Am I good enough? We all do that. We all do that. And you know what? Every time I do that, one of you reach out to me and say, LeeAnne, thank you so much for this podcast. It has changed my life. And then I'm like, okay, so it is making a difference. And that helps with the self-esteem. So thank you guys for that. However, how do you talk to yourself? One of the things that you can do, and first, set small, achievable goals for yourself. I already said decide. Now let's set some small, achievable goals for yourself. And maybe that goal is, I'm going to get out. I'm first post-surgery. I'm feeling a little better. I'm going to get out and I'm going to start going for some short walks. Could be as easy as that, short walks. It could be, I'm going to look at myself in the mirror. And guys, I did this mirror work so much. And Sarah Levitz, She talked about it in an episode couple of months ago. She talked about it where it's the mirror work, and she does the mirror work. Well, this woman, she was telling the story about this woman who would just walk around her house naked for 30 minutes, walk by the mirror, stop and look at herself and talk positive to, I love you, you're beautiful, I love this body I'm in. Well, I had to do that myself. And I've done that in the past. And I know there's a lot of people that do. When you get mirror work is huge. So one of the things that you can do and is stop when you get out of the shower. You're out of the shower, you're naked. You might have your bag on. Guys, I take a shower bagless. I take bagless showers because I just love that. That's just me. And I know some people do as well, but then some of you, shower with your bag on. Whatever that situation is, when you get out of the shower and you're fully naked, you stand there and you look at yourself in the mirror and you tell yourself, and this is whether you believe it or not, because you're going to come to believe it. You tell yourself, I am beautiful. I am intelligent. I am worthy. I am smart. I have a great body. My eyes are fantastic. I love my smile. Find that one thing or 10 things that you love about yourself or that you want to love about yourself and use that. Say it to yourself. Put those affirmations up on Post-it notes on your mirror so that when you get out of the shower and you go over to that shower, and guys, this is for men and women, period. We need to start loving ourselves way more than we do. And one of the biggest tips we can do is have the Post-its on your mirror, and then you turn around and you tell yourself all of those affirmations. I am beautiful. I am strong. I'm compassionate. I'm caring. I have great eyes. I have great teeth. My body is perfect. I love my stoma. And whether you believe it in the moment or not, the more and more and more you do it, the more and more you're going to start to believe it in yourself. You're going to start to change that subconscious mind of yours, and it's going to start working in your favor. Now, I'll tell you, when I first started doing this, I would cry. I would cry. I would look at myself in the mirror. I would say those things. Sometimes I believed them. Sometimes I didn't. But I would look at myself in the mirror and I would say all those affirmations. And the next thing you know, I'm saying them over and over and over again. And I have tears streaming down my face because my subconscious mind's going, or that other voice in my head's like, no, it's not. That's not true. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. And guess what? That subconscious mind, that voice in your head, I had to turn around and say, shut it up. And I did use the F-bomb a lot. Shut it up. Stop saying it. Quiet yourself. Quiet. Tell that brain, that other voice in your head, it doesn't belong here. And then you go on and you do that mirror work. That is one of the biggest things that you can do. Decide, set some small achievable goals, small things. Then you feel accomplished and you go to the next step. Then do the mirror work. Do that mirror work. Or if the mirror work is the biggest one. If you're like, I'm not ready, I can't do this mirror work, I'm not ready to do that yet, not ready to accept it yet. Okay, guys, go grab a journal. Maybe you're somebody that needs to write things out every single day. So go get a journal and every morning get up with your coffee and write those affirmations. I am beautiful. I am smart. I'm intelligent. I have a perfect body. I love my body. I love my stoma. Again, whether you believe it or not, you have to do that. Journal it out, get it out of your body. When it comes to now, guys, girls, when it comes to self-esteem, our style, how we dress, how we get up in the morning, how we look at ourselves in the mirror, all of those things, your fashion. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for the ladies, fashionista Geraldine Taylor, who has been on this podcast a few times, she has a Facebook group called Ostomy Styles. She has a website, Ostomy Styles, but she goes through, she's a model, right? She's a dual ostomate since she was 3 years old, and she's a model, and she helps with the style too. Maybe you go and find a stylist to say, hey, can you help me dress appropriately for the style that I want to live my life by? Me, I love button-up shirts. Today I'm in yoga pants because I'm going for a walk after this, but I'm in a beautiful button-up shirt. And I usually dress up. I usually have myself put together. So the first things that I do when I get up, I journal. I journal, I pray. I have my I have my moment, my first 30 to 45 minutes in the morning of just journaling, praying, reading my Bible, having my coffee, setting myself up for the day. Then I have a nice, healthy breakfast, and I go take a shower. And I will go take a shower before I even go to the gym. I am one of those people. I used to not, but I have gotten to that point where I'm like, you know what? I need to shower. I need to wash my face. Yes, my hair's going in a pony. I only wash my hair once a week, but sometimes I'll even throw on some makeup. I'll put myself together, throw on some makeup, do my hair or throw it back in a pony, throw on an outfit or a piece of clothing that I feel good in. And if I don't feel good in it, I throw it away. I went through this a long time ago when I first had surgery. I had a closet full, a huge walk-in closet full of clothes, full. I used to have one of the spare bedrooms in the house when we owned a home. I used to have one of the spare bedrooms with rolling racks of clothes. Now, I'm not saying that because I think anything of myself. I'm just saying it because it's a fact. I did. It was stupid. It was absolutely stupid that I did that. But I had rolling racks of clothes. Well, what I did after my surgery, after I was in my stoma, I took the clothes, I would put them on. If I did not like the way I looked or the way they felt, my low-rise jeans did not fit right anymore. Instead of me hanging on to them and saying, maybe someday, maybe someday, maybe someday, I just got rid of them. I just made piles of clothes to say, you know what, this doesn't work for me anymore. This is not my style. This is not working for me right now. And I got rid of it. Now, we know we're supposed to do that anyway, regardless. We only should wear things that we feel good in. And our bodies might not be as little as they used to be, especially when you're aging, going through menopause, like I have. I'm postmenopausal, so my body's starting to come back to normal for me. However, wearing clothes that make you feel good, getting up, showering, doing your hair, doing your makeup, putting on an outfit makes you feel good. And when you feel good and you're taking care of yourself, again, nutrition counts, workouts, all that stuff. And we're going to talk about that in different episodes. But when you dress and have yourself put together and you're organized, you just feel better. And when you feel better, you do better. And then when you walk by that mirror, you're like, hey, my hair looks good today, or I am spot on with my makeup. The rest of it will come natural. Again, it's little tiny things. It's those two things. It's those small achievable goals that you can do for yourself that will change how you view yourself. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is role models. Finding your role models. Finding people to either follow on social media, to listen to. Listen, we all know, and that saying has gone on for years, that we are the accumulative of the 5 people we spend the most time with. It's a saying, and it's true. Whoever you spend the most, if you're spending most of your time with negative people, guess what? You're the 6th negative person. If you're spending your time with 2 negative people and then 3 positive people, okay, now you're getting on the best track. Now, I'm not saying get rid of your friends and your family and get rid of the people that are negative. What I'm trying to say is maybe lessen your time with them and start to find people who are more positive or who are doing what you want to do, who have gotten to the point where you want to get to in your life. Because guys, girls, this is our second chance at life. We really are here for a purpose, and you've got to get to that purpose. We're here, we're living things, right? So follow and look for people who are a positive role model for you. Hit that subscribe button. Listen to the podcasts that make you happy. Go find the people out on social media. And if you're not on social media, go find the people that are out in this world. Go to a coffee shop and start meeting people. But all I'm trying to say is you've got to start to surround yourself from the positive people for you to be able to be that 6th person, that 3rd person, that 2nd person, that 10th person who is now changing the way they're viewing themselves. And then you're going to change other people and bring them along with you. You really, really will. One of the things that I did, that if you guys are interested, I now have the Beautiful Bag community on an app called Telegram. So if you download the Telegram app, I will send you the link to the Beautiful Bag community. So first you're going to download the Telegram. It's called Telegram app. You do that, send me a message. I will send you the link and you can join this separate community. We are actually helping each other. There's only about 14 people in there now. I just started it not too long ago, so I'm not too concerned from that. But again, what I realize is people, you are communicating with each other. Either they're on social media or they're not. They're on one platform. They may not be on the other ones, right? They may be all over the place. So how did I want to bring them together? And it's a community for positivity only. It's surrounding yourself with positive people who will actually help. So if you're looking for that community, like I said, download the app, shoot me a message, and I will send you the link so that you can join that community. Now back to it. Community is important. Finding your role models are important. I'm going to urge you, if you are in the camp of, this isn't a beautiful bag, my life doesn't mean anything, I need you to listen to me. Your life does mean something. You do mean something. You are here for a purpose, for a reason, whether you know what it is or not, it does not matter. It doesn't matter. You mean something. You're loved. You are loved, whether you feel like you are or not. Your body is perfect just the way it is, whether you believe it or not. You don't need. What I will recommend that you do is to do some of the tips that I told you earlier. Start to try and make those small baby steps to step forward, to start looking at yourself in a different way. Be that positive role model for yourself and for other people. And if you sometimes, in women, we're more like this, we have a hard time being positive for ourselves, but we'll do anything for everybody else. Men, I know there's some men out there that do the same thing. If that is what you need to do, is I need to be positive because I'm going to help X, Y, and Z, well, then take that and say, okay, I'm going to start being positive for X, Y, and Z, because then it's going to come back to love you. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for listening in on this week's episode. If you feel that this week's episode made a difference, will you please share it out on social media? Share it to your friends, share it to your family, share it wherever you are. Make sure you're tagging me on it. Again, you guys know I'm on all the social media platforms from Instagram to TikTok to YouTube to Facebook to Threads to Twitter, wherever. Okay, so share it out wherever you are, even over on LinkedIn, share it wherever you are. I hope this message helps at least one person listening. And to the person on YouTube that left the comment, you're loved, you're cared for, and you are beautiful. Whether you believe it or not, you are. And I hope and I pray that you feel that. All right, ladies and gents, thanks again for joining me this week. I will be back next week with a wonderful guest sharing their story. Have a great one.